Welcome students to Naveen Sir Physics classes. So today we are going to discuss the same concept, vectors. In last lecture we discussed about the how to add two vectors graphically, and we also discussed how to add the vectors in the form of components. So now in this session we are going to discuss about the triangle law of vector addition, in the same way parallelogram law of vector addition. So these two methods are very important, and these two laws we are going to discuss in two ways. One is graphical method, another one is analytical method. Let us begin the session with triangle law of vector addition. Triangle of vector addition. Sir, what does it mean? For suppose there are two vectors are given, P bar and Q bar are given to you. If these two vectors are represented as two sides of a triangle taken in the same order, then resultant will be represented as closing side of the triangle in reverse order. Sir, what does it mean? The statement I am writing here: if two vectors are represented as adjacent sides of a triangle, both in direction and magnitude, then the resultant of vectors represented by closing side of triangle taken in reverse direction. The statement is very simple. Okay, two vectors are given for us, P bar and Q bar. They represented as adjacent sides of a triangle. So then we should add them without changing the sense of direction and without changing its magnitude. So we should add them. Okay, I am not changing the direction of the given vector. So P bar in the same direction I am drawing the P bar here. Q bar also I am drawing. Now actually we have to close from Q to, for suppose I am taking this is O. Q to O we should not go. So closing side to be the reverse, O Q. For suppose this is P and this is R bar equals to P bar plus Q bar. So in this way we are going to get the resultant of the two vectors P bar plus Q bar in graphical method. So this we are discussing as graphical representation, as graphical method only. Okay, this is about triangle law of vector. Next, in the same way we have parallelogram law of vector. Sir, what is parallelogram law of vector? So parallelogram law of vector is nothing but if two vectors are represented as adjacent sides of a parallelogram. Same in the last case, the two vectors are represented as a adjacent sides of a triangle. Here the two vectors are represented as a adjacent sides of a parallelogram. Then we can add them in the successive manner like this. So this is P bar and Q bar. There is a lot of difference between addition of the two. So whereas in a case of a triangle law of vector addition, we are adding the second vector to the first vector. That means to the tail of first vector we are adding the head of the second vector. But here we are not adding like that. Here if you imagine a parallelogram, in what way the parallelogram will be? The parallelogram will be like this. Here the two vectors P bar and Q bar are looks like adjacent sides of a parallelogram. They are not looks like a adjacent sides of a triangle. So these are the adjacent sides of a triangle and these are the adjacent sides of a parallelogram. So here P bar and Q bar are adjacent sides of a parallelogram. The next one is we have to enclose. We have to complete this to form a parallelogram. Okay, for suppose OA, B and C. Sir, what about resultant? In a case of a triangle of addition of vector, the resultant will be the closing side of the triangle taken in reverse order. So in this case, what is the resultant vector? So in this case, the resultant will be the diagonal of a parallelogram. So this is the resultant vector R bar. So R bar equals to P bar plus Q bar. These are the steps to add the vectors in graphical method. So statement, I am writing statement here, where the statements are important. Statement should be represented like statement only. We cannot make any changes in the statement. So what is the statement here? If two vectors are represented as adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then the resultant vector then the resultant is in the direction of diagonal. So this parallelogram law vector is very important in dealing with the forces, gravitational force, electrostatic force and magnetic force. In most of the cases, in finding the resultant forces, we are using this parallelogram law vector. It is the most important application from vectors. Okay, na? Right. Now, if the more than two vectors are added, then how to deal with if addition of more than two vectors? In dealing the addition of more than two vectors, so suppose the vectors are represented. I am writing addition of more than two vectors. Okay, the vectors are given like this. So P bar, Q bar, R bar, S bar. Right. Now let us add them. The same. Without changing the sense, we should add them. First I am taking p bar. So more than 2 nothing but it should be a polygon only. So this is p bar. Now in this direction I have q bar. Next in this direction I have r bar. In this direction I have s bar. Now closing side. So closing side will be taken in reverse order. That means this is the resultant. Okay na? So resultant is equals to p bar plus q bar plus r bar plus s bar. If we are adding two or more than two vectors, then it leads to polygon law of vectors. So this is nothing but polygon law of vectors. So simple statement of the polygon law of vectors: if more than two vectors are represented as sides of a polygon, both in direction and magnitude, the resultant is the closing side of polygon taken in reverse direction. So this is the statement of polygon law of vectors, and this is graphical method only. Now we are moving to the vector addition by analytical method. Okay, in this vector addition by analytical method. So first we are going to discuss about analytical method for triangle law of vector addition. So this derivation is very important for theory exam, but the applications are important for competitive purpose. Like NEET and JEE exams, when you are writing, these applications are very important. So the statement will be same. You can copy the statement here. So what is the statement? If two vectors are represented by adjacent sides of a triangle, the resultant will be the closing side of the triangle. So I am taking two vectors, p bar and q bar as adjacent sides, and the resultant will be my closing side. So this is r bar. Okay, the third side will be the closing side. Now let us take the resultant vector makes an angle of theta with p bar. So this is OAB. So OA is equals to p bar, OB equals to q bar, okay. So to derive this, I am going to draw a normal by extending this line till n. Okay, right. Sorry, here OB is R bar, AB is Q bar. Right. Let us take right angle triangle ONB. Take right angle triangle ONB. So in this right angle triangle ONB, we can write OB square is equals to ON square plus NB square. So our aim is to find the magnitude and direction of the resultant vector. So from this figure, give it as 1 and 2. From figure we can write ON equals to OA plus AN. This one. Okay, substitute here. OB square OA plus AN whole square plus NB square. So expand A square plus B square format plus 2OA AN plus NB square. Number 2. So number 3. Okay. So in this we have the values of OB is known R, OA is known P, and AB is known Q. But what are unknown quantities in this expression? The unknown quantities are in the expression AN and NB are unknown quantities. So now let us find out the values of these unknown quantities AN and NB with the help of this right angle triangle ANB. Okay na? Right, from right angle triangle ANB, our aim is to find what? AN and NB. So if this vector makes an angle theta, and we can take this makes an angle, I am taking it as alpha. This angle is alpha I am taking. Right. So theta is where the angle made by the resultant with vector P, where alpha is the angle made by the vector B with respect to the horizontal. This one. Right. So from right angle triangle A and B, I am going to write AN. So in this right angle triangle, AN is adjacent side, NB is opposite side. So to find adjacent side, we are going to take the help of the cosine theta. So cos alpha, what we can write? Adjacent by hypotenuse, AN by AB. Therefore we got AN value as AB cos alpha. So AB nothing but what? Q. Q cos alpha equals to AN. Number 4. Next, in the same way, sin alpha. What is sin alpha? NB by AB. Therefore NB is equals to AB sin alpha. So AB again Q sin alpha. Now let us substitute the known quantities. That means substitute 1, 4, 5 in third expression. So I am substituting only magnitudes r square, OA square. What is OA square? P square. And then AN square. What is AN? AN is Q cos alpha. Q cos alpha whole square plus 2 OA AN. P AN Q cos alpha plus NB square. NB square nothing but what? Q sin alpha whole square. Here Q square R square we can write P square plus Q square sin square alpha plus cos square alpha plus 2PQ cos alpha we can write. Okay. So this sin square alpha plus cos square alpha equals to 1. Therefore R we can write under root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha. So this is the magnitude of resultant vector. Okay, now? So with the help of the geometry we are completing this magnitude of the resultant vector. Okay, now once again repeating this, how we are going to complete the derivation. So simple, we are assuming the two vectors p bar and q bar, and resultant will be the closing side, and the angle made by the resultant is theta, and angle between the horizontal and the vector a and b is alpha. Right, I am using the right angle triangle ONB. I am going to write Pythagoras theorem, OB square is equals to ON square plus NB square. So again ON is nothing but what? OA plus AN with expanding form of A plus B whole square. So we are going to get OA square AN square plus 2OA AN NB square, and unknown quantities NB and AN. So for that I am taking the help of right angle triangle ANB. So from this right angle triangle I am going to write AN as cos theta and ANB as sin theta. Therefore after substituting these values we are going to get R is equal to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. So now it is a vector. R is a vector. If R is a vector, definitely it should have both magnitude and direction. Without direction there is no meaning for a vector. Okay. Right. Let us find out direction of resultant vector. To find direction of resultant vector, let us take, just I am drawing that figure alone, the same figure I am drawing here. This is O, A, N, B, this is theta, and this is alpha. So our aim is to find theta. So in this I am going to write from figure right angle triangle ONB tan theta is equals to NB by ON. This theta we need to find. Therefore tan theta is equals to NB. What is NB? Q sin theta. By ON we can write OA plus AN. Therefore Q sin theta by P plus Q cos alpha. Okay, so resultant direction theta equals to tan inverse of Q sin alpha by P plus Q cos alpha. Okay, so in some textbook they are using with a general notation, they are taking the angle between this vector and A bar that means OA and AB as theta they are taking, and resultant as alpha. In these terms also only the reverse, so we are going to get resultant as a square plus b square, p square plus q square 2pq cos theta, and tan alpha q sin theta by p plus q cos theta. No issues, whatever the expression they are using, no problem at all. So the final result will be the same. Then we are moving to the analytical method for parallelogram law of vector. Statement is same. What is statement? If two vectors are represented by adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then the resultant is in the direction of diagonal. By closing this, right angle O A C, and let us take this is D. Angle between the two vectors as theta, and direction of resultant vector is alpha. Okay, here it is also A, this is A, this is B, that's why this angle is also theta. So same derivation will be same. There we are taking ONB right angle triangle, here we are taking right angle triangle ODC. From right angle triangle ODC we can write OC square is equals to OD square plus DC square. So this is P bar, let us assume, and Q bar, and this is our resultant. OA is P bar, OB is Q bar, and OC is R bar. And what are the angles here? Angle BOA is theta, angle COA is alpha. Let us take these values are 1. Okay, OC square is equals to OD square. Same OC square, OD we can write OA plus AD whole square plus DC square. So expand OA square plus AD square plus 2OA AD DC square. So in this, what are known values? OA is known, OB is known, OC is known, but we don't know the value of AD is unknown and DC is also unknown. Like the same wise, in the last derivation, whatever we got, so AD we are going to get as cos theta. Cos theta is equals to AD by AC. So this AC is equals to OB. Therefore, AD is equals to what we are going to get, Q cos theta. This is from where we are getting, from right angle triangle ADC. Next, sin theta in similar manner. What is sin theta? Sin theta is equals to DC by AC. Therefore, DC is equals to Q sin theta. Now substitute the values, known quantities in the expression. What are the known quantities? 1, 3, 4 into. So after substituting that, R square P square plus Q cos theta whole square plus 2OA. OA value is P, Q cos theta plus Q sin theta whole square. So again here Q square cos square theta, Q square sin square theta, Q square common, and rest will be p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. So r we are going to get p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta is the magnitude of the resulting vector, and we know that definitely it should has direction. So what is the direction? So direction of vector tan alpha is equals to dc by OD. So dc by OA plus AD. What is dc value? dc equals to q sin theta, and rest will be p plus q cos theta. So tan alpha equals to q sin theta by p plus q cos theta. So these are the derivations for the magnitude of the resultant vector and direction of the resultant vector in analytical method for both triangle law of vector and parallelogram law of vectors. If you observe the derivation for both methods will be same. Okay, right. In next lecture we are going to discuss some applications based on the parallelogram law of vectors and as well as the triangle law of vectors. So take care, stay safe.